Hey, this is Mike from Junkie on Crafts and Builds, and this is a quick impressions video of the retro card back Snow Serpent. Now, we knew this was going to be coming around after we received the actual Snow Serpent late last year. Really kind of cool. I mean, he's got some really retro, obviously retro related color schemes and accessories, but I just want to go through this real quick. And of course, if there's a chance to have some sort of add-on kit or some sort of way to change this around, we're going to talk about it in this video. So let's get to it by checking out the package. We got this really nice retro style piece of artwork, and again, this thick blister card with a plastic bubble around the figure and all the accessories, so you can definitely see what you're buying. Very nice. Cobra Enemy across the top. And on the back, we have this really huge combat profile or file card, whatever you want to call it, talking about the Polar Assault as the primary, the role for the Snow Serpent, with a primary specialty of Arctic operations and a secondary specialty of infantry. Snow Serpents are the Arctic special branch of the Eels, which is the combat divers. They undergo 6 months of cold weather training up and around the Arctic Circle in airborne operations, anti-tank procedures, and the use of snowshoes, skis, and kayaks. So I picked this up at Eternia Dreams here in Westminster, Maryland. I did do a video of a walkthrough of the store, and I will put that in the card up here somewhere. So with that packaging out of the way, let's get this guy out and check him out. And here we have our retro card back Snow Serpent out of his package. And again, it's not a figure we haven't seen already. This is basically nothing more than a repaint, but there's some parts and details about this that look really, really sharp. Obviously, we have less accessories than we had with the original Snow Serpent, but I think that we make it up here with some really, like I said, some really sharp deco here. And we'll compare it with the other Snow Serpent. But again, we have the same really nicely bulked out body buck here with all the other add-ons here with this like pouch parachute here on top. We got our trousers here with our nice pliable diaper with straps on and the belt buckle. And yeah, you know, it's not bad. Now, one thing that we will look here is that this is a brighter blue against the body than we had with the original one. The gray is still the same here on the body itself, and hopefully the light here, the camera will catch that a little bit better. Move this around here. There we go. So yeah, it's pretty good, you know, in my opinion. But we're going to go through and show what we have accessory-wise with him. We have a little bit of a different set of accessories here. He's basically getting Dusty's loadout in regards to, he gets this really nice white backpack now. Same kind of sculpt, it's just in a white plastic here. And we have the double canteens painted. With that, we also get Dusty's assault rifle. And this one only has a slight bend here, as you can see, around the barrel. But overall, I mean, this plastic is a much more firm than what we had seen with other ones. And this magazine does come out a little tight, but it's there. And then, of course, we get the bipod that folds down. So, not bad. We, of course, get the dual pistols that came with the other Snow Serpent. Again, these are a little small in my opinion, so I'm not sure how effective they would actually be, but they are blast effect compatible, and he has holsters on his thighs that they will go in. One carryover from the other Snow Serpent is a pair of snowshoes. This is a little bit of a brighter white than the original. We get our snow goggles to go over top the head and the goggles that the Snow Serpent already has on his helmet. And the final accessory is, of course, this retro stand. Again, simple plastic. This is in a white gloss plastic here. This Cobra emblem embossed inside. And you know, that's about it that we have for him here. So let's go ahead and kit him out real quick. Put our gun in our hand real quick. Now you can see like his hands here, they're very much curled in. You don't really have a good trigger finger, so you got to kind of pull it out a little bit like I did there, just so you can get it into the trigger guard. But yeah, it just even there at Dusty's hands, it seems a little small. And the other challenge we have here is with the mold of all the fur around the forearm and the bull grip, or the magazine in the back here, it's not really sitting perfectly well, is it? All right, we're just gonna kind of leave it like that for the moment till we do a little more comparison and have some time with it, or I'll do it off screen and come back. There we go. Now we got them all decked out. Now you can't really use the base and plug into this here unless you want to stretch out the holes here on the side of the snowshoes, which if you wish to do that, that's your toy. Me, I'm never going to use the little stand here, so that gets out of the way. So there's our retro cardback Snow Serpent all decked out. But let's see how it compares with the original. Okay, so comparison time with the cardback Snow Serpent with our regular classified series Snow Serpent. And as you can see, the main thing with this is the deco changes. And again, not as many accessories. So I brought both my Snow Serpents out just to have the ability to show all the accessories that came with the original release. But the cardback does have some really nice touches. I do prefer the brighter colors, I think, because they also took the time to put some details into things like the buckles and straps here, the belt buckle across the top, and then the more metallic, shiny goggle here against the all black mask versus the regular Snow Serpent here with like the brown overlay around the eyes for the mask, and then this darker blue. It's your own preference, really, which is more in line with your collection. I will say that at least with the original release, the weapons do fit in his hands. I tried both sides, getting the trigger finger into that little gun of Dusty's, and it's just not a good fit. It's not the right weapon for him to have, at least for this character, because of the sculpt. Now, I haven't looked at anyone else's videos about this figure. Maybe they got it in, maybe not. I don't know. All I know is for me, I can't get him to hold that weapon properly or get it across to use the foregrip on it. But that's besides the point. So like I said, other than the deco and the accessories, the body itself is exactly the same. So if you were not able to get the original release, the retro cardback is readily available, and maybe it feels your aesthetic a lot more than the original release. Well, it wouldn't be one of my videos recently talking about classified series figures and vehicles without having a bit of an add-on kit. And once again, I'm going to go back to one of my favorite stores here on Etsy, and that is Toxic Toy Depo. I've got two pieces to show here. One I've kind of previously shown, but then there's something new specifically for the Snow Serpent. I'm going to use my retro cardback here as the model, but this add-on kit is really designed more for the original Snow Serpent release. It is available on his webpage now, and I will show that to you when we get to it. So the first one is going to be really simple. It's just an update from him in regards to blast effects. Again, Toxic Toy Depo is my preferred guy for blast effects. He's a genius with it. Everything fits perfectly. And what we're going to do is look at the rocket launcher, the bazooka here from Snow Serpent. And what he's done is recreated the original blast effect that he was selling before, that I showed in my, I believe it was my Fire Team video. I'll check it out and I'll link it up here. And it was FDM printed, but now he's getting into the resin printing world, and he's recreated the blast effect here in a clear orange resin. And again, that is really just to kind of get it so it looks like we're launching off a bazooka round or a rocket without using the big ass honking blast effects that we've seen with scrap iron and the Stinger and all those other things. These are crap. We don't want to use them. So again, it just sticks right in, and then you take your rocket, and there's a little spot up front, and there you go. Now we just have an upgraded blast effect to hold the rocket in place while it's launching off, but now we have it in this really cool translucent orange. So just wanted to show that off. He has it on his webpage on Etsy. I will have that linked in the description below. But the main thing we want to talk about is with the original Snow Serpent, we had all those accessories that I just showed you in the comparison, which was obviously more than what the Snow Serpent body could actually carry. And there were some parts that with his knife that he had nowhere to store that at all. So in true to form, Toxic Toy Depo has created an adapter that's going to go onto the Snow Serpent's backpack that will allow him to carry all his equipment. So it is another resin printed piece here, and this one is painted by Toxic Toy Depo in black, and then he has this nice two-tone paint here for the what you want to call it, blanket or roll, whatever it is, right? But you can see here we've got some really neat little painted buckles here on the side to hold the accessories on. And so let's go ahead and do that now. So we'll put our rocket back into the original backpack here. And this is going to slide right over top. And again, he always has his stuff tolerance really well. So you're just gonna get it so it sits nice and flush here. So there we go, nice and secure, not coming off. Goes right around that the top part here that holds the rockets in place. All right, so now we have two slots here on the side. The first one is going to be for his blade, and that will slide in effortlessly. The other port here is going to be for his laser pistol. Again, the original one here, a little more gummy, but that doesn't matter, right? So we just slide that into the compartment over here. Next piece of equipment we have here is that little tiny AR, and that is going to just simply slide. Let's rotate that. Simply sit in the back like so, and then you can kind of hold it in place if you wish with the laser pistol. All right, so far so good, right? We got all of our equipment on this here. So we're going to go from the bottom. We're going to put our snowshoes on, and the ports here that normally would hold the bazooka by the strap, or the top grip, I guess. There's that. All right, starting to get a lot of stuff on here, right? But we're not done yet because they really loaded up the Snow Serpent. Next, we have his snowboard, and that's simply going to slide into this little space in between with the top shoe holder going over top that blanket or roll, whatever, and that slides right into place. So the final piece of equipment is, of course, that bazooka, and we're going to use this little nub here to go into the trigger guard, and that is going to hold it in place. So there we have every accessory minus the pistols for the Snow Serpent all on his back. And here we go, guys. This is the Retro Cardback Snow Serpent, borrowing all the accessories from the original Snow Serpent and storing everything now on him thanks to the backpack upgrade from Toxic Toy Depo. Again, I'm using the foot peg because this makes him very back heavy, trying to carry everything. But if you want to have him for your display and you have the retro card back or the original one and you have plenty of these foot pegs, you can kind of get this all laid out. And it is really cool, you know, that something so simple like this to hold all these accessories in one point really is pretty cool. So that's what I wanted to show off here is, again, there are options for you if you don't want to throw all your stuff in a bin or a bag and then look for it later on. You have the ability to put him all together and definitely load him out. So final impressions of the cardback Snow Serpent. If you have the original like I have here, you know what to expect in regards to sculpt, articulation. Now, what you might want to have him for is, one, you don't have the original Snow Serpents, or two, you prefer that brighter color that is reminiscent of the vintage O-ring toy, and that's what really makes this retro Snow Serpent stand out. The little details across the buckles and the straps really kind of highlight a level of detail, especially with that metallic blue set of goggles. Unfortunately, the weapon that comes with the retro card back is crap because you can't get it into his hands properly. So how I'm probably going to display it is like this, with a Valaverse Arctic weapon here. Additionally, we're showing off here some really cool add-ons from Toxic Toy Depo. Again, the revised resin is really cool. You can really like play with the lights more as a photographer and really get some cool bounce going off of that. But the highlight here is utilizing the backpack upgrade set from Toxic Toy to really have the ability to carry all the accessories from the original Snow Serpent on the backpack. Again, it does make him very back heavy, but if you want to have that look like I have here where he's able to carry all this stuff, it looks pretty cool. It's definitely a neat way to store everything. So let me know in the comments, are you getting a lot of the retro card back figures from the Classified series? Or is just the idea of repaints, for the sake of repaints, something that's not really in your collection desires? Or is it the opposite? Are you waiting for all the retro card back and leaving the regular Classified stuff off to the side? Let me know in the comments below. Again, like and share these videos. I greatly appreciate it. And if I've earned your subscription, even better. So with that, everyone, I'll let you go for right now. Thank you again so much for watching, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.